Thomas Hardy, a writer who understood the darkness in human hearts. He painted pictures with his words, pictures of rural England, a place he called Wessex. His Wessex tales are windows into this world, stories of simple lives touched by tragedy. These stories are timeless. They whisper of love and loss, fate and free will. The Withered Arm is one such tale. It's a story that chills and captivates, a story that stays with you long after the last page is turned. Published in 1888, it showcases Hardy's mastery of atmosphere and psychological suspense. Like many of his works, it explores the darker side of human nature, the consequences of desire, and the weight of societal pressures. The Withered Arm takes place in a small village in Wessex. It centres around two women, Rhoda Brooke and Gertrude Lodge. Rhoda, a milkmaid, was once the lover of Farmer Lodge. They had a son together, but their love was not meant to be. Years later, Lodge marries Gertrude, a beautiful younger woman. Rhoda, consumed by jealousy and resentment, dreams of Gertrude. In a cruel twist of fate, Gertrude's arm inexplicably withers away. The villagers whisper of curses and witchcraft. Desperate to cure her affliction, Gertrude seeks out Rhoda, unaware of their shared past and Rhoda's simmering bitterness. Fate plays a cruel hand in The Withered Arm. The characters are trapped in a web of circumstance, their lives intertwined in ways they cannot escape. Rhoda and Gertrude, though rivals, are bound by the actions of Farmer Lodge and the societal norms that dictate their lives. The story also highlights the stark divisions within Victorian society. The rural landscape, often romanticised, becomes a stage for prejudice and social constraints. Rhoda, a working-class woman, is ostracised and feared for her supposed connection to the supernatural. Rhoda Brooke is a tragic figure. Abandoned by her lover and shunned by society, she becomes consumed by bitterness and despair. Her love for Lodge, once a source of happiness, twists into something dark and vengeful. Gertrude, on the other hand, is initially presented as innocent and naive. She is unaware of the pain she has caused Rhoda, and her beauty, a source of pride, becomes her downfall. As her arm withers, so too does her spirit. Both women, though vastly different, are victims of circumstance. Their lives forever altered by the actions of others. The supernatural elements in The Withered Arm are subtle yet pervasive. Rhoda's dream, in which she seemingly causes Gertrude's affliction, blurs the lines between reality and the supernatural. Is the withering arm a manifestation of Rhoda's repressed anger, or is something darker at play? Hardy masterfully uses folklore and superstition to create an atmosphere of unease. The villagers' belief in curses and the supernatural reflects a deep-seated fear of the unknown. This constant tension between the rational and the irrational keeps the reader guessing until the very end. The setting of Wessex is more than just a backdrop in Hardy's stories. It's a character in itself. The rolling hills, ancient woodlands, and isolated farmsteads create a sense of both beauty and isolation. This is a world where nature is both life-giving and unforgiving. A world where ancient traditions clash with modern anxieties. The landscape mirrors the characters' internal struggles, reflecting their isolation their fears, and their deep connection to the land. Thomas Hardy's writing is like a tapestry woven from threads of realism and folklore, tragedy and dark humour. His prose is deceptively simple, yet it carries great emotional weight. He uses vivid imagery and evocative language to create a palpable sense of place and atmosphere. His characters, often flawed and complex, are drawn with empathy and insight. We see their hopes, their dreams, their flaws, and their ultimate downfalls. And through their stories, we are forced to confront the timeless questions of fate, free will, and the human condition. The Withered Arm is a haunting and unforgettable tale that lingers in the mind long after the final page is turned. It's a story that speaks to the power of jealousy, the weight of societal pressures, and the enduring appeal of the supernatural. Through his masterful storytelling and unforgettable characters, Hardy forces us to confront the darker aspects of human nature and the enduring power of fate. The Withered Arm is not just a story, it's a reflection of our own fears and desires. A reminder that even in the most ordinary lives, darkness can lurk beneath the surface.